Hey guys, here is another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. It's Monday, May 20th. Not sure how that happened. This year is really flying by. Anyway, some things happening on the Ghia today here. So Rafa mostly worked on this car today. He did install pretty much the last thing we needed to do. There's some access covers under the hood of this car that go by the spare tire area. Round one's about 6 inches in diameter. No big deal. Install those. That was literally the last thing on this car. I took it for a quick spin, probably, 2 miles maybe, just to make sure that the steering wheel was straight and, just kind of give it a final test of everything. And this car is awesome. It is very ready for its owner, and so hopefully he'll be contacting me soon. I let him know it's done and when he can come get it. We will miss it, but this car needs to be out in the world. So anyway, back to the Ghia. So one thing that Rafa did today, which is a huge improvement, is we found some paint. See there in the rattle can, that's a very close match to the yellow of the car. So just kind of a quick way of doing it, if you're able to find a color that's really close, as far as matching the door jambs, you can basically rattle can it, and way faster, way cheaper than mixing up paint and paying one of our painters to do it. The color match on the door jamb isn't, it's not as critical as like a fender or something. And if you find paint that's close, you can see here, I don't think anyone's ever going to notice a difference. And you really only see it when the door's open. So kind of a shortcut that we can use on a car that's not, like a full restoration where all the stuff would be painted as part of the restoration. Some of this was this light yellow color that the car had been before. I think some of that ugly green was showing, but Rafa went ahead and cleaned that all up, masked it, and painted it. Of course, this down here is covered by this aluminum strip up to about here, so this area won't show. And then he got in here, cleaned it up, of course, first, and made it all nice. And we're gonna replace the check rods and everything that go here. New switch here for the dome light, and likewise other side looking equally nice. So that's one of the final touches on this car as far as getting rid of that ugly green. Pretty much the only place any of that showing is around the windows, and of course that'll be covered up. But if those of you that saw the thumbnail for this video know that I'm asking for your help, and this is really getting to slow us down on this car, and that is finding the vent covers that go over here. So preferably the metal ones that I think were maybe like a 71 or 71 and 72 only. So if anyone knows where there might be any of these or has some, please let us know. There's a few different versions of these. These particular ones, there's a mounting hole about here, and from center to center of the holes, it's a little less than 13.5 inches, like maybe 13 3/8. And then the actual opening in the vent is about 12 inches or so. These are not exact measurements, but the numbers that I gave are different enough for the other versions that you're going to know if it's this one or not. So if anyone has a lead on preferably a pair of those, and preferably in metal, that would be a huge help, because it's really actually kind of starting to hold us up on the progress on this car. We don't want to put the windshield in until we do those, because once we do those, we can kind of finish buttoning up this dash pad. And Carmen Ghia Parts and Restorations, a guy that we buy a lot of parts for these cars, they're out. Supposedly they're getting some in a few weeks or so, but we're trying to get a few different shots on goal here. And if somebody has some or knows where we can get some, highly appreciated. So thanks in advance for anyone that may have anything on those. Obviously, the owner on the car has been helping out with this a lot. He's been scouring the Samba and a few other sources that he knows. And so, anyway, if anyone has a source for those or has some squirreled away, really appreciate it. Again, preference is metal. but plastic could be okay, providing they're in good shape. So let us know what you got. So other than that, I did a couple very small things on this car. Forgot to bring my light with me, so but I put on the rear suspension snubbers, put the rear shocks on, and then you can kind of see right there, I connected the heaters to the heater boxes. So yeah, it's just some little things like that. I still need to get new CV joints and obviously install those. And I need to connect the big heater hoses that go from the heater boxes to the body. Yeah, a few other little odds and ends like that back here. I still need to route the throttle cable up and connect it. So yeah, there's plenty of little details on this car that still need to be done, but overall it's really getting there. The other big thing that Rafa did today was he installed the door windows, which is pretty huge. So we got all new seals for those. Those went in pretty well. There's still a little adjusting to do on the windows. Ghia windows have a lot of adjustments, kind of this way and this way, just to make sure that when they close, they're seating correctly on the seals that we haven't installed that go up over here. So, but yeah, they roll up and down very smoothly. He did a good job, of course, on those. And yeah, so that's actually kind of a major step forward on this car, is getting some door windows back in it. The only other thing that went on today was I installed the Safari window wiper shafts and wiper motor and this bus, and wired up the wiper motor, wired up the front bullet turn indicators, and I installed my favorite part, the one-eyed duck. There it is. This is, for those of you that don't know, when you open the Safari windows, these Safari wiper shafts are spring-loaded, so you basically pull them toward you, and then you're able to rotate the wipers down, and they kind of go into the mouth of this one-eyed duck to hold them in place while your Safari windows are open. So yeah, one-eyed duck went on today. One of my favorite part names. Anyway, that's about it. Somehow I got like 1,000 phone calls today, more so than a normal day, so I didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of work, but it's important to talk to current and potential future customers, obviously, to keep the shop running. So yeah, just one of those days, but it's all good. So that is it for today, guys, and we will see you again tomorrow. Have a good evening.